Hello lovely people, so here I am today to do my next video on my request list. Don't forget, if you become a member of my channel, second level or top level, I can do you even more personalized videos which take account most if not all elements of your chart, and I can provide that as a video for you personally that will be a members only video. So this video talks about the main numbers of the life path 5 with the expression number 8. Now you know that life path 5, no matter which type you are, 1, 4, 5, whatever type of 5 you are, this is the most important energy in your chart. It's more important than the sub lessons. Obviously they're important, but it's the 5 energy that matters. And you've come to this lifetime to achieve that energy. So it's certainly not an energy you're going to find easy to achieve. There's going to be challenges of the 5 energy involved in that, and you're meant to have these difficulties. You've come to this incarnation to have these difficulties, but you have other numbers in your toolbox that help negate a lot of the issues that you might struggle with from your 5 energy. But sometimes some elements of your talent number, your soul urge number, and other numbers in your chart can actually clash a little bit with your life path energy. But it's me giving you this knowledge that I hope that you'll see, okay, so I might find this element of my life path 5 easier to achieve because my expression 8 or whatever my soul urge is, because it motivates me to do it. Or there might be some elements that you think actually that's a little bit exacerbated by your talent in the 8. But knowledge of that means that you can be conscious of it and aware of it and take steps to improve it. And that's what this is all about. So let's start by looking at what you're here to achieve, your talent in a nutshell as an 8, and then we'll break down the elements of the life path 5 and look at how the expression number 8 is going to help or hinder that element of your life path. So when you're a life path 5, your areas of development to achieve in this lifetime, remember it's not going to be easy, your life path and your birthday number, but life path especially is the most important number in your chart. It's your challenges, your difficulties, your lessons for this lifetime. So you're here to learn that focused discipline on one subject leads to specialism and mastery, and that specialism, mastery, and most importantly, self-discipline will bring you personal freedom. So the 5 is all about learning to have varied experience, to fearlessly experience all the things they can in the world and use this experience to help them decide where their passion lies. Out of all the places I've gone and tasks I've done and experiences that I've been through, which one of them really grabbed my heart? Which could I really study to specialism and be a master of because I love it so much? And it's about doing that and being able to balance the two, because when you find your discipline and specialism, you don't stop as a 5 liking your variation and your adventure. So you've got to balance the two. You've got to find your discipline and focus in order to achieve freedom, but you've also got to balance that discipline and focus with some varied experience and doing more things and not getting too bogged down in your mastery or too bogged down in trying different things and never finding your mastery. It's about finding your mastery and having that balance of variation too. Learn to deal with change. And the 5 is a very dynamic energy, so the 5 is all about being flexible and adaptable and learning to deal with change. So none of this I've said so far is going to be easy for you as a 5, depending on the other numbers in your chart. Finally, a 5 is here to develop excellent charismatic communication skills, verbally and written. Many 5s are authors, but because you're a 5 here to find focus, discipline, you might struggle to find that focus. You might struggle to find that discipline, and the discipline that you need in order to achieve personal freedom never really comes. And you try and achieve personal freedom by doing what you want, which, since when has what we want brought us to freedom anyway? Since when has what we want been the best thing for us? So the 5 is here to learn that what you may want to do in the moment is not necessarily what brings you real freedom in life. It's actually the discipline that you put forward that will help bring you real personal freedom of choice. And then being able to balance that. Some 5s are either overly focused on their mastery so nothing else gets in, or they're so scattered and adventure driven that they don't progress anything. And as a 5 with communication skills, they might struggle to deal or struggle to communicate or struggle to have the confidence to communicate or be fearful to communicate. And 5s, they're here to deal with change, so they might have some issues dealing with that change, because what you're here to achieve, unfortunately, is what you find difficult. But you have a very developed talent number, and that's the expression 8. Very businesslike, very much supporting the entrepreneurial side of the 5, very much so. It will bring more focus to the life path 5. It will bring more discipline. It will bring more goal achievement talent and business achievement talent to the life path 5, and might help the 5 to find their mastery and talent. In fact, the 8 energy is very workaholic. It's very do, act. So it can actually maybe sometimes tip the life path 5 into obsessive work on their mastery. Like I said, they can either be obsessive or they can just not have any mastery at all and be too scattered to progress anything. But as an expression 8, the likelihood is the hard-working element of the 8 might push the 5 into their mastery and, make them a bit of a workaholic or too focused on their mastery, so they're not having enough family time or variation in their life. That's not definite. It's just the talent the 8 has is very much work, achieve, go. You're naturally understanding of business, financial business, so you're talented with numbers and finance and understanding how to make money and what loses money, and you're good at achieving freedom via abundance, via creating financial and emotional abundance. So the expression 8 wants freedom too, or is good at bringing forward freedom too, in a very financial way, but that's still a big part of freedom. Freedom of choice is many things. It's your health, it's your well-being, it's your mobility, it's your mental health, but it's also your financial opportunities and what you have around you to support you. So the 8 will be really good at helping you to make the money you need to help you to achieve that personal freedom you're here to achieve in the 5, because you naturally understand how to make money. You're good at building financial and emotional abundance to achieve real freedom, which is what the 5 wants. Good talent number to have. You are ethically responsible. You're an achiever, a doer. You achieve all your goals and you make things happen when you're a talented 8, as long as you're using that talent, of course. You're extremely intuitive, very useful for the 8, because as you can see, the 8 needs to build intuition, very much so. Spiritually wise, giving you a healthy attitude to the energy of money, again, very good, and can be a tool to help you to help others achieve success. You're both spiritually intuitive, worldly resilient, courageous, and a natural leader. And seeing as the life path 5 can struggle with being fearful at times, that resilience and fearlessness that the 8 can bring and the balanced personal power that can bring can be again of use to the life path 8. So let's break down the energy of that 5. So your 5 energy, like I said, they can either be too scattered or overly focused. Mostly they're too scattered, to be perfectly honest, because 5s are easily bored. They're adventurers. They want to study loads of topics, do loads of experience. Initial varied experience is needed for them anyway, so they love that because they need initial varied experience in order to find their passion and their specialism. But some 5 can get stuck in that and be on a constant exploration, never really focusing on anything enough, or focusing towards the boredom of the detail of a subject, because when you have to be a master in it, you have to look to the detail. You've got to learn to be more disciplined and continue with a topic or activity or a mastery, a passion beyond the boredom of the detail towards that mastery and specialism. And then taking care either, as we'll talk about in a moment, that you don't become over-focused and tip the other way. But your 8 talent energy, your 8 expression, your study subjects are actually likely to be very businessy, very finance, computing, business management and teaching. 8s are authority figures and teachers, and it's a talent you have. So you might have some passion and interest in the business world or in finance or in teaching a subject that you love. It's going to be something that is a talent in the 8 energy that's maybe going to help feed your mastery in the 5, because your life path 5 suggests that you may study too many subjects, right? Your 8 talent provides you with the ability to set goals and focus with discipline on your success. So as an 8 talent, you might find it a little bit easier, or you've got to use that talent, remember, to sit down, work out what your goals are, find your mastery and start moving forward with that focus. So support your life path 5 by working towards being able to decide on one passion, one subject mastery of interest, something that really gets you, that you can study very deeply beyond the boredom of the detail towards the mastery, because that is what is important and the most important element, shall we say, of your life path 5. And as I said, you can, when you're in the variety stage, you can struggle to find that discipline. And then when you find that passion and mastery, sometimes you can struggle to come out of that. So you're here to develop the ability to balance, when you found your passion, balance variety, change and adventure with the stability of your mastery and your discipline and the stability of family. Because you can be really, really spontaneous, take risks, jump from one experience to another, never settling on or progressing. Or on the other side of the coin, you can be so focused on your mastery that nothing really else happens in your life. And for an expression 8, sometimes they can get over-focused because they're talented at their work. They're very workaholic in their way. They're very successful. So they can get a bit over-focused and a bit workaholic-y on their talent, on their business, on their work, on their goals. So, there could be an exacerbation of over-focus here, but it depends who you are and your background, of course. So your 8 talent energy means that you're able to create abundance that leads to your personal freedom, as I said, which is a good thing for a 5 that is here to bring personal freedom. It's a good thing for them to have. You do this as a talented 8 by taking intuitive risks, very resilient, taking intuitive risks to achieve your goals. Your adventurous side provides you with the ability to deal well with the chaos of change, which is great because 5s struggle with that. And then bring it to order to progress and settle. This is a great talent number to have to support you when you have a life path 5. But you may neglect some areas of your life. Like I said, you may neglect your love life to a certain degree because the 8 is very task focused and the 5 is very self-focused and adventure focused. So you may neglect your love life at first. That's okay. Not everyone has to be in a relationship by the time they're 20. So you may neglect the love side of your life, especially at first, and you might not build a family at first, or if at all, really. Not everyone has to build a family, no matter what the paradigm says. Or you may fail, like I said, to follow the conventions of family at all, because you're very adventurous, you like to be out there, and you're very focused on your work. But it does mean you could be sort of money rich, love poor if you're not careful. But it depends what you personally want from life. So support your life path 5 by settling and creating that stable connection with the people around you, like family or even close friends, so that you start to build some kind of stable foundation so that you don't become, money rich, love poor, or so scattered that you haven't got anyone at home, to settle you down on any level. So you'll be all about the variety and all about the adventure and not about the stability that you need in your life or the discipline that you need in your life. So, with these two numbers, it's going to be more likely that, you need to you can be either over focused or just over adventurous. You've got both the elements within you. So it's balancing the two, settling, having a mastery, creating a family, but balancing that with the variation that you need in life. You've got the right talent number to help you again with this element of your life path 5. You also need to be extremely intuitive and access your intuitive wisdom when making decisions, assessing people and situations, making decisions on your life. It's very much development of that intuition. And again, the 8 is going to serve you well because you're naturally talented having intuition. It's a very developed number. You already use your intuition as the basis of your world-class leadership as an 8 and your confidence as a person and your charisma. So all you need to do is use that intuition to support your life path 5. So exercise total and complete trust in the intuitive voice feelings within, gut feelings. Trust them, learn by them, act on them, because they're very, very important for life, for anyone, let alone a life path 5. So intuition is key. More about intuition and the voice within you than the people around you, okay? Because your 8 talent might push you to listen to the world too much at times. So, make sure you're always listening to the voice within. You're good at it, you can do it. You're here to develop your ability to attain. Now, this is the freedom thing we've been talking about. So, you're here to develop the ability to attain real inner and outer freedom by doing things you might not want to do. Now that sounds completely wrong, doesn't it? How can you be free if you're not doing what you want to do? But that's not necessarily freedom. Doing what we want isn't necessarily freedom, and it certainly doesn't always lead us to freedom. For example, if I decided that I wanted and would love loads of money, so I'll go and steal it from someone, is that going to bring me freedom? No, that'll bring me a prison cell. Or if I decide that I really want to eat all those cakes that are in my cupboard right now, I could. And I could do that whenever I want, but I'd get fat and I might not be able to leave my house afterwards and I might get sick from eating all that sugar and fat. So does that make me free? Nah, we've got to understand that what we want, especially 5s, isn't necessarily freedom. Freedom comes from the discipline, from mastery, from having that focus enough so that you have all that behind you so you can make real personal freedom-filled choices. Because, a 5 that thinks doing what they want is freedom can be a slave to their desires. And they've really got to come to terms with the fact that freedom and self-discipline are linked and they need each other, and you can't have one without the other. Sorry. I try not to sing. I do it in my life too much as it is. Your 8 talent energy means that you're adept at ethical achievement. So you're always going to be thinking about others. It's not always about doing what you want. You're all about leadership and success that will bring monetary, financial and emotional freedom. So it helps you realise as an 8 talent that freedom comes from discipline and work. And not too hard a work, because 8s can push themselves a bit too hard. And it's discipline and hard work that brings you freedom, not just doing simply what you desire in the moment. And this attitude, this way of being, this talent needs to be used to support you, to stop you being a slave to your desires as a 5 energy. And the more you do that, the more you're supporting your life path 5. Discipline is key. Goal achievement is key. And mastery is key for you if you want real personal freedom. And you've got the right expression number if you want the money to be free. Because if you use that talent, you can be very good at creating not only emotional but financial abundance. You're here to learn verbal and written communication skills. Some 5s just talk, some 5s write, some 5s do both. You can choose which one you find is best for you. But you're all about communication. The 5 is all about performance, speaking, writing, communicating with others, especially communicating their mastery. And the 5 has a huge potential to be a great communicator. So of course, because it's your life path 5, you might struggle to have the confidence or the wherewithal to get out there and communicate and write your book and do what you need to do to achieve this element of your 5 life path. So your 8 expression, your 8 talent energy means that you can competently communicate. You're already a leader, a business leader. You're charismatic in your communication, and your ability to lead comes from your total trust on your own inner intuitive confidence within, and which balances then your personal power, because you know what you're going to push for and what not to. You just know intuitively. So people see your balance of strength and competence and compassion as a sign that you're a person that should be listened to when you communicate, which again is useful because there's no point communicate if no one listens. So support your life path 5 by developing towards the confidence and the fearlessness to communicate as a competent, inspirational speaker of your specialism, manager, teacher, speaker, writer, because you're already a talented speaker. So the communication skills are already there. You just got to use that talent and use your resilience and not let fear take over you. Because you're here to be committed and dependable and do what you say you're going to do and be focused enough to do what you say you're going to do. Because 5s can be, especially if they haven't found their mastery, and sometimes when they have found their mastery, they're so self-focused or so scattered in their variety that they forget what they promise others. They're just so chaotic and always doing their own thing, scattered, changeable, and looking for the next new experience. So it can make 5s a little bit uncommitted, irresponsible at times, and definitely undependable. And of course, because they're here to be disciplined, undisciplined. But your 8 talent energy means that you can, in fact, overcommit. You can commit to achieve abundance and respect. Your ordered talents mean that you can be organized and committed to what you promise. And it's, you can use this talent to help you achieve, again, this element of your life path 5. And as you're seeing as this video goes on, the 8 is a great expression number for the 5 to have. So because you're here to also develop your social skills, your charisma, to have the potential to be relaxed and fun and positive and optimistic when you're around others, because 5s can be a bit tense and argumentative and anxious and fearful at times, which can sometimes make them more of a gossiper and a conflict creator than a relaxed social communicator. So this is something that the 5 needs to achieve. But you've got an 8 expression number, so you already have talent within you to have social charisma and balanced personal power. You're an intuitive leader and you're intuitive socially. You know when to step in and communicate or lead, or when to step back and let it all go over your head. And people naturally listen and follow you when you're a talented 8. So support your life path 5 by, using your talent to start to socialize more confidently. Believe in yourself. And with calm integrity, you can socialize confidently with charisma, just like you do as a manager, but you just do it in a more relaxed and social way. And balance your personal power and stay away from all petty dramas. It's all a waste of your life and it will do nothing but annoy you anyway, because you've got goals to achieve. So you're here also to develop consistent independence, because fives, they can really get involved in get rich quick schemes or swing from one subject to another and swing from total independence and totally leaving the scene half the time to dependence and back again, depending on the success or failure of their last get rich quick scheme. So they can swing from total dependence and like totally dumping everyone to total independence, and dumping everyone, to then having difficulties and struggles and having to run back independence again. So there needs to be some interdependence there. Fives need to find their focus. So your 8 energy means that you learn the lessons when you lose money and when you make money. You learn those lessons, especially when it comes to financial matters. Your 8's talents centre on business, leadership and teaching. And you have the added ability via your awareness and application of your intuition to take intelligent risks to achieve the abundance that you're good at achieving, the security that you're good at achieving, and the personal freedom that you are good at achieving, which is great for your life path 5. So to retain your balanced independence for your life path 5, it's important that you use your intuition to make sound, intuitive business and financial decisions and not take risks that could swing you back into a point of dependence again. And make sure you're not completely pushing people away, so that you're not being overly independent, because you need other people in your life and you don't want to be pushing people away or depending on others too much. You want that balance of the healthy relationships where you're interdependent and you help each other and you give and receive in equal measure. That's what's important here. You're here, 5s can be fearful, so you're here to learn fearlessness, to help others to live fearlessly too. The 5 is here to be a fierce like lion, really. Their animal, I'd say, was more eagle-like. I was speaking to an amazing person called Ashani yesterday, and he's put animals to the numerology energies, and the 5 is very much the free eagle, which I think really fits the 5 energy. But also, I think that they can be quite sort of lion-like in their way, but they're here to develop more fearlessness. Okay, the fearless lion or the fearless eagle. You can be fearful of many things when you're a 5, and even fearful of boredom, to name but a few. You need to challenge yourself past your comfort zone and then help others past their comfort zone too. You're here to be fearless and help others to be fearless too. And the 8, again, is going to be very useful to you because your 8 talent energy gives you the ability to take educated and intuitive risks, to be brave, speculate to accumulate. You're naturally strong, naturally resilient, naturally brave, naturally courageous. And you've got to use that. And you'll be able to get past your fearfulness in the 5. So use your 8 bravery, strength and resilience to muster the fearlessness, to be adventurous, do new things, expand your comfort zone, and use your exceptional leadership skills to lead others towards fearlessness. You're also here to make good use of your energy and drive, because like I said, 5s can be a bit airy-fairy, going from one experience to another, thinking they should do what they want when they want, getting themselves in trouble, making themselves ill if they're not careful, not always using their energy and drive for the best thing for them. And this energy then that they're not using can then make them feel a bit restricted. Then they can feel underconfident, and then they'll feel restless because they're just not using their energy for anything productive or using it at all. And they'll use this restless energy to turn into like a drama queen or something out of a talk show with like family issues that they really don't need. It's just an unused energy that they need to put in a good direction to help them not have all this restless drama queen energy around them. So they need to use their energy for mastery, discipline, experience, adventure, courageous, be resilient. So your 8 talent energy means that you do have the talent for great achievement. You know, you're a doer, you're an achiever, a goal achiever. You can focus, you can achieve, you can make things happen. You channel your energy into brave action, adventure and leadership of others with your charisma and your business skills. As I said, very developed talent energy. You're courageous, you're resilient, and you're willing to experience and try new things. Use this to help you support your life path 5, because you will have elements of fearlessness that come from your life path 5, but you've got the courage and the resilience to do it. Okay, it's all there within you. You just got to believe it and use it. Now, I hope you found that video useful today. If you want to dig a little bit more deeper into numerology, I have 2 books out. I've put the links to these books in the description box below, but you can also put my name into Amazon, Katie Ewers, no one's got that name but me, into Amazon, and they'll come up top of the list. And like, Remember Your Life Path, the first book, it breaks down your purpose and exactly what you're here to achieve. And then Remember Your Talents actually takes all the elements, like this video, of your life purpose and puts it to the expression number to decide what parts you're going to find easy and what parts you're going to find difficult. It's great for you if you want to do a detailed reading for yourself, or if you want to become a numerologist yourself. So check these out. And I've also got courses on Udemy as well. And if you'd just like a personal reading, come to me, email me, contact me on social media, or you might want to become a member, because if you become a member, second or top level's the most important one for a personal service. I can do more personalized videos with you, and we can do a little bit of one-to-one over Zoom, so I can help to support you over time, because I look after my members. So if you want a little bit more of an individual ongoing service, become a member of my channel. If you just want a one-off reading, email me, contact me on social media, and don't forget my book links, my Udemy links are all in the description box, and probably other stuff too. But I'm going to stop going on and gabbling now and say only trust the soul within you, because no matter what I gabble, if your soul doesn't feel it's true, then it ain't true, is it? Always trust the soul within you, and have a great day, people.